Hey guys, this is Stelly with Close.io, and today I want to discuss a topic for all entrepreneurs out there that are living anywhere else in the world other than in Silicon Valley and that are wondering what it would do to them as entrepreneurs if they moved to Silicon Valley. The reason why I wanted to discuss this is that a few weeks ago when I was in Greece, in Europe, in Greece, I was at a roundtable with a bunch of young, bright entrepreneurs from Greece, and one of them asked me the question, hey, how did moving from Europe to Silicon Valley changed you as an entrepreneur? Did it make you more ambitious? Did you make you think bigger? And all of them leaned in and wanted to hear my answer. And I suspect they all wanted to hear how Silicon Valley made me think bigger and more boldly and how it had an impact on my psyche like that. And what I told them was that Silicon Valley has made me think smaller but do bigger things. What do I mean by that? So for me, when I sold everything I had, I bought a one-way ticket and came to Silicon Valley to build a technology company. By the way, if you want to hear the entire story, there's a TEDx talk on this. Just search for Stelly TEDx on YouTube and you'll find it. So when I came to the US to start my startup in Silicon Valley, I had a massive, massive dream, and I thought as big as humanly possible. I wanted to start an educational platform back in 2007 that would change education forever around the world, destroy the system as it exists today, build an open global world school that empowered everyone to teach and study from everyone else, and create a completely different way of evaluating someone's skills and finding that human resource and human skill on a global scale that would shatter the CV and getting notes from school system that I think is horrible and a thing of the past. Anyway, so not a small dream or thinking small in any way possible, right? I wanted to completely rewrite education on a global scale. So I didn't have the problem of thinking too small before coming to Silicon Valley, but I had the problem of not thinking small enough. And what I mean by that is that when I arrived here, I wanted to accomplish that vision in like two big steps. I wanted to launch the big platform that had everything and was perfect. And then I wanted to scale it quickly. And in 3 years' time, I wanted to be Time Magazine Man of the Year and change the world within 5 years or something. And not to say that that timeline is too aggressive. There's plenty of companies that have accomplished tremendous things in a very small period of time. But the way that I was approaching it was all wrong. And not just because, well, mostly because I wasn't doing the small things that were needed and that I was capable of doing and that would have provided the momentum to build up something as massively as that. I mean, think about Facebook and how they started, not by saying we're going to change the world and connect 6 billion people and change what social means in the world and blah, blah, blah. No, it was just like, let's put this site together for our school and let's not allow anyone else in there. And they did just an awesome job. And then they went to other schools and then eventually they opened up. And the idea that started small gained momentum. Think about so many other ideas out there. I mean, one of the most inspiring stories as a parallel to mine was Khan Academy, right? Khan Academy started with a dude creating 2 and 3 minute YouTube videos teaching math and science little tiny lessons and uploading them on YouTube. And doing that consistently though, every day uploading, I don't know even how many, 10, 20, 30, and eventually after a year, after 2 years, there were thousands and thousands of these YouTube videos, and there were hundreds and hundreds of thousands of school kids around the world watching these videos, and all of a sudden there was a tipping point, and then the press picked up on that, teacher that teaches hundreds of thousands of kids for free. And all of a sudden, Bill Gates talks about it on a keynote and it blows up and becomes this massive organization that is changing education, is doing amazing work. But it started small and it built momentum. And there was, in stark contrast to what I wanted to do, the end goal being very similar, but me resisting doing the small steps because I looked down on them as something that's too small, not getting to this big goal that I wanted to. I was also a snob on looking down on ideas that are small, which is a common theme, funny enough, for many people that come to Silicon Valley. I remember hearing about Airbnb in the very early days and thinking it's the stupidest idea ever. Here am I trying to change education, and you guys want to do like air bed and breakfast on an air mattress? Like, that's stupid. It's a stupid idea. I remember thinking or hearing about Dropbox and thinking, well, that's a ridiculously small idea. File sharing, who gives a shit, right? I'm going to change education around the world, and these guys, all they want to do is online file share. Who cares? So there's this tendency for many entrepreneurs out there to be snobs and to look down on what they perceive as small ideas. And then, funny enough, these small ideas gain momentum and become massive things that change the world. Think about Yahoo thinking search is a little feature in their massive multimedia, online platform. And how did that work out for them not buying Google for $1 million or something, right? So, there is power in dreaming big, but there's magic in making small steps towards that big dream and not getting caught in your own ego and becoming a snob and thinking you're too good for small things because you're only interested in thinking big. Fuck that. So today I'm working on a product called Close.io, right? And it's an amazing sales communication platform. It empowers salespeople in many, many startups around the world to close more deals, make more sales, drive more revenue, be more successful. But at the end of the day, I'm sure 8 years ago, I would have looked at myself and thought, sales software? Seriously, dude? Like, I'm trying to change education on a global scale. I'm trying to change the universe here. And you're doing sales software? Who gives a shit? Well, who gives a shit is thousands of people. And who gives a shit is tons and tons of people and companies where I make dramatically more of a difference today than I did a few years ago when I had these huge ambitions and dreams. So today I do something that's less glamorous, but I have a bigger impact that I've ever had in my life. And it's because I've started to appreciate small as something that's beautiful and starting asking myself, how can I make a big difference today? Not over the next 3 years doing something that's going to materialize itself in one big step, but I'm looking for small steps I can do consistently every single day and build more and more momentum that way. All right, so that's the answer to how has Silicon Valley changed you as an entrepreneur? Has it made you think bigger or smaller? It's kind of a mix of both. I have a bigger impact than I've ever had, but I've started to appreciate thinking small, acting consistently on a daily basis, and left that old snob that I was and being cautious and a little humble about judging other people's ideas and the things that other people work on. I hope this is useful and helpful. Get in touch with me at Stelly@Close.io. If you want to share your story, if you want to jump on a call and talk about entrepreneurship and life and ambition and goals and dreams, I'm always excited to talk to other entrepreneurs. Take care.